Hey friends, welcome to today's video. I am super excited to be filming today, to be alive today. I just am in an exceptionally good mood today. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I got an early workout in and you know when your habits in the morning just all kind of line up to like your ideal morning. That's one of those mornings today. So today I'm gonna be getting ready. I've got a bunch of new product to test with you guys on camera. I would like to say that these are products that I'm loving, but honestly, a lot of them I have yet to try. I'm gonna be trying them on camera today. I am gonna spend some time today talking about color correcting because I have the new NARS color correctors. They sent over their color correctors and the corresponding concealer. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time talking about color correcting. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to start with my foundation, and I have been really loving still the Lancome stick foundation. It's a great foundation for summer when I want to have, you know, a full face of makeup on. It feels lightweight, but the look of it doesn't look real natural. I mean, it looks like pretty good coverage. So I say that it's a great summer foundation because it's so long wearing and feels lightweight, but if you are one of those people that doesn't really like the look of foundation in the summer, you want your skin to look really natural, this is gonna give you more of a makeup look. I've been grabbing it because it's quick and easy to apply, and you know, it's very reliable and it stays all day. Okay, I just curled my hair this morning and I know that this is gonna be a little annoying to some of you guys, but you know what? It's my hair. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any, oh, you know what? I do have a clip here. We'll put this little guy back because this is like the part of my hair that's really gets in the way. So that was super quick and easy. Next, I'm gonna go in conceal, and I am going to do an extra step today that I don't typically do, and that is to color correct. So NARS sent over, like I said, their Radiant Creamy Concealer and their new Radiant Creamy Concealer Correctors. There are three different, is there 3 or 4? Oh no, I guess there's 4 different shades. Yeah, so they sent over these 4 shades. Let me line them up so you guys can actually see the range that you get. These are the color corrector shades. I will include some B-roll here of a swatch so you can see what they look like on my skin. As you can see, they all have quite a bit of peach and orange tone to them, as a good under eye color corrector should have. And I'll talk about that in just a second. I'm gonna go in with the lightest one. They have light, they have medium deep, and then they have deep. So I'm gonna show you guys, this is light, this is medium deep, and this is deep. Okay, so I feel like I could use, yeah, definitely light. I feel like medium is gonna be too deep for me. Light actually looks like the color of a concealer, just leaning a lot more peach. I'm actually gonna zoom you guys in. Now, the reason that I say a good color corrector under the eyes needs to have peach is because we typically have more green or blue or purple undertones under the eye, right? The color of our skin under the eye often doesn't quite match what it does on our cheek. It's darker. So you need a color that cancels and corrects that. And when you're looking on a color wheel, you're looking at the opposite color. So if you're looking at like a blue on the color wheel, the opposite color is orange. That is what's gonna neutralize and cancel out darkness. So I really just focus a little bit of this right where I have more darkness. To be honest, I'm not someone that really, color correcting under the eyes is not necessary for everyone. We don't all need it. Sometimes putting it is not really gonna help the way your under eye looks. If you don't really have that much of a deep under eye, you'll find that a normal concealer will do the trick. Color correcting is really for those of us that have really dark, a lot of darkness under the eye that concealer just doesn't quite cover. So that's when you would go in with a color corrector. So I like to use just a tiny bit. I actually used a little more than I needed, and I will blend that into the skin first. And it's going to basically neutralize that darkness. It does look a little orange, so I'm gonna need to go in with a concealer to make that area look like I want it to look, brighter. Okay, that is really nice. They actually, the lighter one goes on darker than it looks. Like when I put it on my skin, it actually looks a little bit deeper. When I do use a color corrector, I like to use something pretty light and sheer because I don't really, you know, I don't really have really dark under eyes. So I'll find that a sheer color corrector similar to the Fenty Beauty, this one is a really great one for me, the Deep Butter shade. And then also the Charlotte Tilbury has a really great color corrector. I have it in the shade Fair. That works really well. Okay, that's pretty. See, that just totally canceled out any darkness I had. I do want to go in with a concealer though and kind of brighten things up. I've got 3 options here, and I'm going to go with Custard. That is one that I've used in the past. So I'm going to use that under the eye just to kind of brighten this a little bit. I'm not going to use much because again, that color corrector has done most of the work for me already. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to spread this with a brush. So I'm going to take the BK Beauty 108 brush and I'm going to kind of spread it out. So that color corrector is just gonna add that extra coverage to my under eye. Some of us need to use a color corrector daily because our under eye, under eyes are so dark, and other of us can get away with just concealer. Ooh, I do like the way that looks though. When I take that extra step in my under eye concealing, it does just look so much better. But it is a look, right? It's not a natural kind of no makeup look. It is a look for when you are going kind of all out with your makeup. Ooh, that's so pretty. Yes, that looks so good. So nice. Okay, so now that I have the skin concealed and I have got my foundation on, I'm gonna go in and actually before I set, I'm gonna use a new cream product. This is by Mario, Makeup by Mario. This is his Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in the shade Medium. Michelle Wong is so kind, I have to give her a shout out because she is on their PR list and she received the set and she gifted this to me because it was not her shade. So I appreciate that, Michelle. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is a cream stick bronzer. This shade actually looks pretty deep for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try anyway, and I'm just gonna be very, very light in my application. Okay, so I didn't press too hard. I was very light in my application. I'm gonna take my 107 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of press it directly on top of that product to blend it out. It has a lot of pigment. It's definitely not a sheer product. I had a very light pressure and I got just the right amount of product that I wanted. It blends out really easily. This brush is the best for cream bronzer or contour or blush. Perfect. Okay, I am gonna put a little bit in my forehead, just a thin little line there. Perfect, and then I am gonna put a little bit on my nose and then under my nose, because why not? I like the packaging of it. It's very clean and sleek. It's a little large, but it's just really nice and sleek. I like the way that it kind of snaps shut. Ooh, that's nice. It really warms up the face. So it's described as a sculpting product, soft sculpt shaping stick. I guess I kind of assumed it was a contour product. It's very warm for a contour color though. This is like a really great bronzer for me. Ooh, I like that. Very pretty. What I love about cream products is if you have the right formula and you blend it out properly, it just looks like skin. It just looks like one with your skin. So nice. Okay, next I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna set everything with powder, and I'm still using and loving the Kosas setting powder. This is the shade Feathery. This is their Cloud Set setting powder. And I'm actually gonna take a BK Beauty 105 brush. It's a big old large brush. I'm just gonna kind of press, and I'm just gonna press this onto my skin so I don't disrupt the cream product that we use. I'm just kind of pressing it, almost like as if this was a powder puff. So pretty, I love it. So I've done brows and eye primer. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with shadow, and today I'm using a brand new palette. This is from Sydney Grace, and it's the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collaboration. This is the light version of On the Horizon. So let's take a peek at this palette. I haven't touched this palette. You can see that I still have the little protector in here. Let's see if I can bend this back without damaging the palette. So this is the shade range in the palette. You get 12 shades, and as you see, they run a pretty good spectrum of color. This definitely is a palette that has more, leans more pops of color than like your basic kind of neutral palette. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start with my crease. I'm going to build with the shade October Odyssey. We're gonna start there. Very beautiful shade. It's like a mid-tone purpley pink. Definitely leans more pink, but it has a really beautiful, cool tone purple. So pretty. And I'm using the BK Beauty 201 brush to kind of just get a wash of this color. It's super pigmented, as all of Sydney Grace's shadows are. If you haven't tried Sydney Grace's shadows, it's like such a high quality, it's like a gem. Sydney Grace, I have a lot of respect for the brand. I know Heather, the owner, through Instagram. We've chatted kind of one-on-one, and I mean, truly just great people. If you want to support a high quality indie brand that just is good people, you have to shop Sydney Grace. You'll be so happy with the product and with the service. So pretty. That's a really nice color. Okay, I'm gonna go in and do the other side. Next, I'm gonna take the same shade, but now I'm moving to a very tapered brush. This brush is like so old. It's from MAC. I mean, look at how old this brush is. This was actually when they used to make their brushes in France and they were natural fibers. This brush is probably 20 years old, but it's so old that it has this like nice, like tapered tip to it. I'm gonna use that to pick up the same shade, but now I'm gonna concentrate that right in the outer corner. Even though I'm using the same shadow, because I'm using a brush that has more of a tapered tip and is a little bit more dense than the 201, it's gonna make that outer corner look a little darker. Okay, so I was just kind of debating between which two shades to do. I decided to go with this shade here. It's Magellan's Light versus Phoenix Awakens, but look at how beautiful these two shadows are. Can you see? Look at how pretty those are. So gorgeous. I'm gonna go with the lighter shade. And since I already have it here on my finger, I'm actually gonna go in and apply with my finger first, and then I will use my brush to kind of blend it out. Oh my gosh. These shadows, I mean, you would put this on and you would think that this was a liquid or cream product. It is so opaque and so like foiled. It's beautiful in a shadow. So nice. So it looks really gold in the palette, but it actually kind of goes on the skin a little rose gold. Very beautiful. I'm gonna apply it with my finger over here first and then go back with the brush. So I didn't even talk about this collaboration. So Temptalia is, isn't she like one of the original beauty bloggers? I remember going to her blog and her website, I feel like 10 years ago. She is a wealth of knowledge with product and new releases, and just like one of those bloggers you can tell is just super passionate about makeup and beauty. Really inspiring. Next, I want to deepen the outer corner a bit. So I'm going to take this shade right here. It's called Infinite Echoes, and it's a really grayish purple. I'm going to take the same brush. This is the BK Beauty 203. And I'm going to kind of pop that just here on the outer corner. I'm not going to blend it out yet. I'm just placing it. I'm going to take my 202 and kind of blend that out. I want to go in with this shade right here. It's called Heart Dog, and it's a really, like, let me show you what this looks like on the skin. Look at that, really beautiful. It's like a pale, bright gold almost, with like the most subtle bit of an olive tone to it. And I'm just gonna pop that right in the inner corner, just to brighten that up. Next, we're gonna run that shade October Odyssey on the lower lash line. It's the first shade that we started with. I'm gonna take a little bit of that Infinite Echoes, that's the darker purple, and we're just gonna place that in the outer corner of the lower lash line. Next, we're gonna line the inner rim with the Makeup by Mario Brightening Pencil. I am gonna do a little thin liner of black liner right at the upper lash line, but I'm gonna keep it really, really thin. So for blush, I'm testing a new product from Pixi, and I'm so excited about this. I've had this for about a month now, and this is the first time I'm digging into it. I really wanted to do this on camera. This is the On The Glow blush, and they sent me 3 shades. They sent me Juicy, Fleur, and Ruby. I'm gonna use Fleur. It says, give a dash of color for a healthy glow for a look that's soft and sweet wherever you go. Okay, so it looks like a little deodorant. This kind of reminds me of the Flower Beauty blushes. Okay, let's see how these swatch on the hand. Oh, okay, super sheer, you guys. So this is after kind of layering it a couple of times. Let's see how this translates on the skin. Okay, really, really light. I'm gonna use a brush, just kind of blend it in. I feel like it's not gonna take much effort to blend these in. Almost feel like if you blend too much, it'll disappear. Ooh, that's pretty, very soft. Very, very soft and light. I like that product. It blends out easily. It's got a very creamy glow to the skin. I want more color, so I'm gonna go in here to Ruby, which by looking at the color on the packaging, it's one that I think that I wouldn't use, but because these are so sheer, I'm wondering if I will get a better color. Okay, cool, so you can just kind of twist up the top. Okay, this is what Ruby looks like next to it, swatched a couple of times. Kind of looks like fruit punch. Does this actually roll down? Oh, okay, neat. So you can roll it up and then you can also roll it back and down. I really like the packaging of these. It's very, very nice. Let's put the lid on this one before it dries out. They have a very creamy consistency to them. Like I can tell that there's some time to play with it before it dries down. It's not like, okay, that's beautiful. I like that color a lot. It really gives you that like soft, like pinched cheek look. And the glow is really nice and subtle. Those are pretty. Ooh, I like those. I can't believe I haven't tried them yet. You know when you have a product that you've had sitting around for, you know, a month or so and then you finally try it and you really like it? That's really nice. I like that. Okay, next for lips, I don't have anything new to test for lips, so I'm just gonna kind of work with what I have in front of me. I've got the Persona lip liner in the shade Rosewood. I'm actually gonna take the Persona lip liner in the shade Dusk and kind of run it over it. Rosewood is really brown, and I want a little more pink. And this is a really nice formula of lip liners. If you haven't tried her lip liners, they're really, really nice. Very creamy, very pigmented. They really blend into the full lip nicely, so you don't get a harsh, lined lip look, if you know what I mean. Next, I'm gonna go in with Dance Floor Princess by Charlotte Tilbury. Just kind of press that together. And I'm gonna leave the lips like that today. I'm not gonna top with any gloss. And this is the finished look. I have to say that I really liked every product that I tried. Let's see, we tested the new NARS color corrector, and I really like that. If you are someone that needs a color corrector, I think that that's a great option for you. As far as like the opaqueness of it, I feel like it's a little bit more opaque than something like the Charlotte Tilbury or the Fenty Beauty. But if you are someone that needs a lot of color correction and like you just like a full coverage under the eye, it's really nice. Paired with a concealer, it doesn't look like it's too much at all. Great coverage, so I do recommend that. The Makeup by Mario Sculpting Stick, I also really liked that as well. I thought the color was gonna be a little bit too dark, but I applied it in a very, very light manner and it blended out beautifully onto the skin. It definitely is a warmer product. I wouldn't really think of this as a contour stick because it's so warm. You know, typically when we contour, we look for more kind of grayer or cool toned shades. When we bronze, we look for shades with a lot more warmth, and that to me definitely leans more warm, but it's really beautiful. I love the way that it blended out. So again, thanks Michelle for sending me that. The Sydney Grace Temptalia collab in the On the Horizon palette in the shade Light, I really, really like. You know, again, I kind of course, leaned towards the shades that are a bit more neutral. That's kind of my style. That's what I show here on my channel, but it's really beautiful, feminine. You know, I knew I would love the formula of these shadows regardless. Regardless of the shade selection, I knew I would love the formula of Sydney Grace because I do feel like they make some of the best shadows out there. If you are someone that likes a lot of pigment in your shadows, if you like metallics and foils that really give a high impact without a lot of work, I mean, I don't really think it gets better than Sydney Grace, to be honest. And there's just so much consistency across the board in their formulas, from their mattes to their metallics. I mean, everything is just like high quality. So I knew that I would really, really love that. I do like the variety of shades in this palette. If you are someone that is a makeup lover, you love to wear color, you do get a very wide option of shades. You get some, you know, kind of violet bluish purples, you get, you know, orange and greens, more of like kind of turquoise blues, you've got your pinks, and then you do have a couple shades in here that I feel like can tie it together if you are someone that wears a little bit more neutral shades. So I do recommend this palette. I will have everything that I use listed and linked in the description box. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? The Pixi Beauty On the Glow blushes. These are fantastic, you guys, especially for summer because they are so light and natural and they give the skin a really beautiful glow. And they do that with the formulation. So it's not a pearly or frosty product. It is really a creamy product that gives you that really pretty subtle glow. But these are awesome. They're really easy to work with. They're fun, and the packaging, I really like these. I highly recommend these. Let me check out the shade Juicy because that was the only one that I didn't swatch on the hand. Don't be fooled by the swatch color or the color of the packaging because they definitely are lighter. Let me just swatch them all for you guys. So keep in mind, I'm swatching them and I'm kind of building them up. So I'm swatching 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 swatches of each. And once you blend them out, I mean, you can kind of get the level of color that you want in them. Look at these. Those are the 3 shades, swatched 4 times. And again, these will blend out to be as sheer as you want them. They're very easy to work with. Don't be intimidated by the formula or the colors. I think all 3 of them would work really well on a variety of skin tones because you can kind of layer them to get more color and then you can blend them out to be as sheer as you want. All right, you guys, that wraps up this video. Thanks for hanging out with me and watching this video. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Have a great day. Bye.